to the Dawgs Podcast with your hosts, Blake Reneker, Justin Charles, and Josh All.
What's up, Browns fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Dawgs Podcast presented by Manly Bands, coming to you virtually this week again. Basically, we're just all super busy, so we do these virtual episodes right now. Eventually, we're going to get back in the studio for you guys. I got a fantasy football trophy for Josh that I've just been storing in my car.
You finally got it? I was going to ask you about that.
I finally got it. It's been in my car for like 2 weeks now, and I'm waiting for us to do a studio episode, and we keep not doing it. So next time you see us in the studio, Josh will at least be the proud owner of his fantasy football championship trophy from last season. Finally got it from the better cop, Kayla. Zach had to look at this fantasy football championship trophy in his house all year, and it wasn't his, it was his wife's. So we got obviously Justin and Josh up at training camp this past weekend. So we're going to get a lot of insight into what they saw from the team, kind of talk about some of the things we've seen online the last couple of days since then. Obviously the Kenny Pickett injury. We signed another running back out of the UFL. So just kind of what it all means for the Browns as we're getting deep into fantasy or into training camp. Before we do, though, remember, if you want to get thoughts and intros on the show, head to thedawgspodcast.com, tap leave voicemail on the drop-down menu. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Make sure you tap the notification bell so you don't miss any of the content we're putting out. You can listen to the podcast on Apple and Spotify. You can find us on any major of this social media platform. Just search at the Dawgs Podcast. And lastly, if you're looking for more Dawgs content, head to jointhedawgs.com, become an official Dogback member on the Patreon page. Play fantasy football with us. Are the cutoffs done, Josh?
No, we're still taking signups, but leagues are getting divvied up. For anybody that signed up that didn't play last year, you have not gotten an email yet. I've gotten some questions about that. They're coming. I'm working on the leagues that were already established last year, getting those back up and running, and the new ones will be coming soon. But there is still time. You can get in, but you got to get in soon.
The sooner you get in, the better, too. It helps us out because I know it's just it's just a fantasy league. But, man, when we're coordinating, we're doing 8.
There might be 8 leagues this year.
And we got all of us are leading one. Kenny's doing one. We got people in the dog pack who are doing them. So it's kind of a big thing to get, 80 to 100 people all on the same page for their drafts and signed up for their leagues and all that kind of stuff. So the sooner, if you're interested, the sooner you can get in and get signed up for a league, you're doing us a big favor to help us stay organized and be ahead of the game. So if you want to play fantasy football with us, you want access to the private Discord, you want to beat Browns fans from all over the world, it's jointhedawgs.com. Become an official Dogpack member. Ton of fun for everybody. You help the show out a ton. So again, jointhedawgs.com. So you guys were there in person to watch the Browns at camp. And I know for me, everything I have heard and seen online is that the offense looks not great, to put it nicely. I guess I'll throw it to you, Justin, because you texted me after training camp. What
was my quote that I sent you?
I forget exactly what it said.
Don't read it.
It didn't instill much hope for me into the season in terms of the offensive side of the football. So, Justin, what did you see? Just, I guess, generally, before you're talking, we get into specifics. Should we have expectations other than for the offense this year?
Well, so for the offense, I will say this. The defense has them on their heels. The defense is pretty much feasting right now out there. They look like a well-organized, like they've been together for a few years, a lot of communication going on. Me and Josh kind of were watching. Josh was filming, but the talking that's going on the defensive line, just in an OTA practice, a training camp practice is crazy. And you can tell, too, because they have pretty much just... Let's keep it what it is. They've dominated the offense so far to this point. The day that we went, as far as the offense, there was, I would say, a lot of quarterback pressure. I would say that at one point, I told Josh it was probably 20 plays in a row. There's either a sack, a hold, or an offside on all those, on one of those on every play. So I guess the takeaway is for me is if you're going, we saw flashes from Shedeur, we saw flashes from Gabriel at moments. Both of them look like rookie quarterbacks. If your expectation is that these guys are going to come in week one, start and blow the league away, then we do have to temper expectations because there were moments where both of them weren't sure what to do with the ball. In saying that, though, both of them had moments where they looked great. Flacco, for the most part, looked great. Pickett, little underwhelming from what we saw, but we were just talking about it. The guy's athletic, and with the pressure that they were dealing with, he was maneuvering the pocket really well. But as far as I wasn't blown away with what I saw from Pickett. Our QB1.
Before I come to you, Josh, I guess my biggest thing was that I thought that Kenny Pickett could play competent football under Kevin Stefanski because he was in such a bad offensive system in Pittsburgh. What I didn't anticipate is that he would come to Cleveland. Cedric Tillman would already be hurt. We would not have Quinshaw Judkins running the ball for him. He's in another terrible situation. All of our quarterbacks, offensively, talent-wise, just terrible. So, again, I don't think Kenny Pickett's the kind of guy to elevate an offense, but my argument to these guys was always with some weapons, with a good running game, with Kevin calling the plays and getting back to his bread and butter, he could play competent football. Now, I'm at the point now I'm just getting rid of everybody except for Dylan and Shedeur, and I've completely 180'd my stance on I don't want to scare the rookies. It's baptism by fire for me. Let's see what they got. So that's just my thoughts when you mentioned Kenny Pickett kind of struggling. What about you, Josh? What'd you see?
Well, it was interesting because we were just coming off Friday where the quote from Bill Musgrave was that Kenny Pickett's first 2 days of training camp were stellar. And it was anything but on Saturday. I'm not trying to heap crap on top of the guy, but he was definitely the most underwhelming quarterback of the group. Some notes I took, several of his plays, we were sitting there, would have been sacks. Now, this goes for all the guys, but more for Kenny. And maybe that's because he was running a lot with the first team, so he was facing off against Miles and those guys too, more than the other guys might have been. But we would look at each other and say, that play was a sack, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Was that a sack? Yep. That was a sack too. Yes. Okay. But the difference between him and the other guys is he looked more jittery and not as confident in the offense, at least in my opinion, than Gabriel and Shedeur looked. Joe Flacco's his own thing. Joe Flacco's easily he's a 20-year vet. He's the most seasoned guy. We don't have to worry about Joe Flacco. He can start week one, whatever. It doesn't matter. We're good with that. But the other three guys, I don't know. The first pass that Kenny Pickett threw in 7-on-7s, and this is 7-on-7. There's no defensive line. There's no pressure. It's just your receivers and the DBs. It was a hospital ball to the wide receiver. We all thought that the guy was hurt and wasn't going to, he didn't get up for a minute. We're like, did he just kill the guy on the first play of team reps? I mean, and then the next two throws were also in heavy traffic, incomplete passes, and he just didn't look as sure of himself. But to Justin's point, when they got into 11s, it didn't matter if it was first team or second team. The pressure from the defensive line is insane. And, it makes the offense look rough, but at the same time, it's encouraging for our defense because it did remind me of 2023 when we saw, I was telling Justin, week one against the Bengals, Joe Burrow, I mean, he would catch the snap and immediately have to throw the ball, dump it off quick because our pressure was right there. That's what it felt like. The pressure was nuts.
Is our defensive line going to be that nasty, or are we worried about the offensive line?
So for me, real quick, and I was watching some of Jake Burns, because Jake Burns was up there too on Saturday, and he does more involved actual film breakdown of the plays and the schemes and everything, and he was talking about the defensive line and how Miles off the edge Mason Graham was a monster on the interior. Mm-hmm. And him and Malik Collins are making a very nice duo on the inside of that defensive line. So I don't know if we're going to face... there's obviously good defensive lines in the NFL. This could be one of the better ones. So at least our offensive line is getting practice against, some good competition.
I would say that nationally, the Browns are kind of being talked about as probably a bottom 2 or 3 team in the league this year. But even those same people are saying this is a front that is going to be one of the better ones. It's almost reminds me a little bit of the the Commanders a few years ago where they were a dumpster fire, but they had Chase Young and Montez Sweat and all that. Their defensive line was nasty and would keep them in games for a little bit, but everything else was a dumpster fire. That's the vibe I'm getting from the Cleveland Browns early in training camp, and especially after we lost Quinshaw Judkins. Speaking of the defensive line, I guess not to throw a curveball and everything we're talking about, Christian Wilkins is suddenly available. Would you guys let him kiss your forehead to come play on the...
Is that what it was? I never did see what it was. Is that what it was?
Okay. He kissed the teammate on the top of the head, and they did not take liking to it.
Yeah, I first saw that reported today by somebody on X, and I was like, "That's okay." Clearly, it's a joke. Yeah. And then I saw it was Adam Schefter was talking about it on McAfee, and I was like, "Wait, this is for real?" And then I was like, "Wait, he's good." There you go. Right, you put it right on me.
Jeez, Lord.
I'll polish it up for you.
I think he set him up like he was like, "Here, smell my shirt right here," and then he leaned in and he just hit him with it. It's a classic move, man. It's a classic move. You'll smell the shirt.
Put that on like one of the craziest stories I've seen, like come from an NFL team in a very long time. They said that's not the only reason he got cut, but if that's the story that's getting out, it's at least a big reason why he got cut. How would you like to call one of your friends? I got fired today. Well, what happened, man? I kissed this guy in the forehead, and I didn't think it was that big of a deal. He just got really mad for some reason. Like, just unbelievable.
Really emotional guy.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll get back on track here if we can. But we were talking about defensive line, and I was like, man, that was pretty crazy when I saw that today.
Well, I will say real quick, because you just asked about the D line and the offensive line too. And first thing about DeJuan Jones, everything they reported, early on in training camp here, the dude is trimmed down.
Yeah.
Massively. I mean,
Shredded.
you look at pictures and stuff from him last year. I mean, he was fat, man. Like the gut area, like everything was big, and he just looked bloated. Nah, like right now, he was walking around. He's got his jersey tucked up under his shoulder pads, and I don't know how much weight he lost, but he looks lean. Now, Myles Garrett is giving him a run for his money, and I was listening to some other stuff, and it's the encouraging part is he won't face anybody in the league better than Myles Garrett. He's the best in the league. So Myles is beating you off the line, and I mean, how many times did DeJuan Jones jump off sides, Justin?
A few times. Yeah. We could have multiple times.
So he's definitely getting the ultimate test going against Myles right now. And they said that he's also the Browns have him on excuse me, one-on-one with Myles right now. They're not like scheming any help on the offensive line over to Myles. So I don't know if they're just kind of giving DeJuan like, hey, we're going to start you out at level 10 out of 10. And then that way when we get to, a level 6 during the season, you're like, oh, this is real easy.
I mean, if practice is hard, the game will be easier.
Right.
So that's good. I guess looking through some of your guys' notes, was there anybody that stuck out to you on the offensive side of the ball?
Yeah. Luke.
Justin, why don't you go?
Sweet Luke. The Kent State prodigy, man.
Floria, man.
Yeah, Floria. He's all over the place. Like he had at least 2 or 3 really, really nice balls the day we were there. His name just keeps coming up in camp, like in talk, you know what I mean? At a position where we're not that deep, or we're not sure that we're that deep. You know what I mean?
It's wide open.
Wide open, So that was a guy that stood out. Go ahead, Josh. Let me think real quick, just off the top of my head.
So Floria for sure, and like I wrote in here, he took reps with all 4 quarterbacks. So he's running with the first team and the second team. Like he's out there. He's not just a filler guy running with the third string and just trying to make a name. Like the Browns, I think they like him. I think they've seen what he can do. And he's not real big, but the dude is fast. He's quick. He can run routes, and he catches the ball. They throw it to him. He comes down with it, and that is crucial. Another guy was Harold Fannin.
Yeah,
all over the field. They're using him all over formations, fullback, tight end, slot. He's running with the first team. He's definitely going to be in the Browns plan like this year. He's going to be on the field. You're going to see a lot of Harold Fannin. And I think he's up to the challenge for being just a 20-year-old guy, but he's not playing like it. And then I put in here too, Blake Whiteheart, the tight end that was kind of on and off of our practice squad last year and came in, I think when Njoku was hurt and all that stuff. I think he can be that solid tight end too, like the traditional tight end too. I know Fannin, but Fannin's going to be more of the slot guy. I think he's going to be more used in other positions where if you need an inline blocking tight end who can go out and run a route on a pass play or play action, Whiteheart, I think he looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Fannin he's a tight end in name only. To me, he gives me like Kyle Pitts vibes. Only hopefully going to be way more productive. He's going to be what Kyle Pitts is
Was
going
supposed
to be
to be.
this year.
Yeah.
I'm just being one of those guys who keeps saying that it's Kyle Pitts' year. This is going to be the year Kyle Pitts breaks out. It's not. But that's the kind of vibe I'm getting from Fan in terms of, like, I won't be shocked if we almost never see him in line blocking, or very rarely. He's going to be all over the field. I wouldn't be shocked if we don't see him coming out of the backfield, getting mismatches on linebackers and that kind of thing. So I know we were all super excited for Fan. It's encouraging to hear that he wasn't just like a guy we talked about in the draft and he's going to be stashed for 3 years. Like, he's going to be a day one impact player for the Cleveland Browns. So that's exciting.
They motioned him a lot, like into the backfield, out of the backfield. I mean, he was moving around a lot. And one other name real quick is actually DeAndre Carter.
Yeah.
Was not expecting that. When we signed him, it was like, okay, cool. We got our punt returner, kick returner, hopefully return specialist type guy. He's never really been a heavy utilization wide receiver, and he's been in the league for 11 years or something. He's like 32 years old. He was running with the ones. I mean, he
scored a touchdown.
He scored a touchdown. Like, he was out there with Jerry Jeudy in the formations and stuff. Cedric Tillman did practice, but I don't think he ran as much. With the team drills. Yeah, he's limited. And there's DeAndre Carter a lot too, like him, Floria, Jamari Thrash mixed in a little bit.
Listen, in years past, wide receiver has been crowded. Like, if you were an undrafted guy or a late round guy, that was going to be the toughest position group to probably try to break into. Right now, if you can run and catch the ball, you got a shot to make this team because, I mean, outside of Judy, it's the cupboards are extremely bare when it comes to wide receivers. So I think the Browns are pretty much open to, if you're at camp right now, you got a chance to make this team. I don't think they're looking outside to make a move.
This episode is sponsored by Manly Bands. Browns fans, head over to manlybands.com/dogs right now to get 30% off site-wide for the founder's favorite sale. The founder, John, it's his birthday, and they want to celebrate the manliest way possible by putting his favorite rings on sale. And why? Well, I guess apparently nothing says happy birthday to John like giving a discount to you. Plus, use code CAMP25, CAMP25 to get an extra $25 off your order. So check out all the manly rings and things that manlybands.com has to offer. They've got chains, they've got groomsmen gifts, they've got barware, they've got all kinds of stuff along with the manliest wedding bands you're ever going to find. Awesome stuff, awesome materials, awesome designs. You've heard me talk about it forever, but if you haven't actually gone and checked it out, now is the time to do it. 30% off site-wide for the founders, favorites, sale at manlybands.com/dogs and use promo code CAMP25 for an extra $25 off your order.
Since 1989, Mount Hope Fence has set the standard in outdoor living. From decks and railings to fences and patios, we've got you covered. Our lineup features top brands like TimberTech, Alumagard, Preferred Railing, and Unilock, along with our own premium Duralux vinyl products. For over 30 years, we've partnered with contractors ensuring reliable job site delivery. Discover quality and excellence in all things outdoors with Mount Hope Fence.
I kind of get the sense, and they'll never say this, but I kind of get the sense that they know that we're going to suck.
Yeah. Bro, say it.
And Jimmy Haslam has told them that they are safe and that this is, it's going to be more than a 1-year rebuild back from, getting older and the Deshaun move and all that stuff. Like, it's going to be a year or two. And this is just going to be a year where they just I don't get the sense they expect to win many football games. Because if they did, you wouldn't be signing Toa, or what's his name, the running back we just signed, Toa
Tuala or whatever.
Yeah, you wouldn't be signing him at running back. You'd be making a move for another one. You wouldn't be Jerry Jeudy and then no names after that. Cedric Tillman is a guy who we're supposedly counting on. He can't go 2 days in practice without getting injured. And I really like the upside of Cedric Tillman, but if you can't even stay healthy in camp. You've yet to stay healthy in the pros. You were hurt your entire last year in college. Like, it's just that's who's supposed to going to be our number 2. And it's so I just get the sense that they just don't expect us to be very good. Especially with the schedule that we're about to play.
That's. I feel like this was our conversation on the drive up there, Justin. Was it not?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
The whole ride up there, I thought, man, we should be recording this and just put it out as a podcast, because it was like a pretty fire conversation we were having. But that was the essence of it.
Like, we just haven't done things for me to think that they're all in on trying to win football games this year. I mean, and it sounds like you guys were kind of getting the same vibe.
I just, without being too negative, I just am very much just questioning some decisions with this organization. You know, where I'm having trust problems right now with them, and I don't want to. I want to trust them, you know. But that there are just certain things that we do. You know, like if the fact that you leaked, and whether it's true or not, but the fact that like it leaks out that, you know, they have plans for a 2026 first round pick for quarterback, but then you draft 2 quarterbacks, like, and me and Josh have talked about this, and like, you know, like time wise, it's just very messy, and this has been a very messy offseason, and I've never felt like it's been more dysfunctional, even with the last like 5 years, than it is right now.
What's crazy is it's bleeding into other sports. Like, if you just look at like the last week and a half or something for Cleveland sports, 2 of our major sports franchises, just rough for the Browns and for the Guardians. Like, jeez,
they're trying to turn it around. Gardos, they're trying, but
no, another person just gone for gambling.
Oh yeah, I saw that for gambling. Yeah,
it's like,
well, don't do that.
You know, it's just like, man, just been a rough 2 weeks to be a Cleveland sports fan, man.
I see what you're saying.
And it's just with that mindset in mind, in terms of, I don't think we're going to win many games. I haven't yet to see anybody nationally or even just other creators on other social media platforms give us any chance to win more than 3 games. Most people have us like at 1 to 2 wins this year. And that's the vibe I'm getting from the front office and the coaching staff, which is why I've completely changed my mindset on this quarterback competition. I was already like, get rid of Joe. There's no need to have Joe Flacco here because we're not going to win any games anyways, and he's not going to be on our team next year anyways. Now, especially with the Kenny Pickett injury, get rid of him too. And especially considering, but like, he hasn't been overly impressive before the injury anyways. I'm letting Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel battle this out in camp. And whoever is more ready at the end of the preseason to start in the season is my quarterback. They're going to be my starter. And I'm going to tell them, you got a long leash. Go out there and play your game. Doesn't matter. We're not going to win games anyways. So just go out and play your game. You got a really long leash. And if we get to the halfway point of the year and we haven't won any games really, and the quarterback's struggling and not showing any promise, I'll make the switch to the second one and say, all right, we're not going back to this guy. He had his 8-game run. This is your 8 games now. Here's your long leash. And at least at the end of this season, both these guys got significant playing time, and we know heading to the offseason, this guy showed promise. We think we can build with this guy. This guy showed the promise. Neither one of them are any good. We're going to draft somebody. This season, this is a research project this season, essentially. We're not in this. We're not making any groundbreaking discoveries this year. It is. We're just researching because this season's lost. I mean, I'm not trying to. I was slightly more optimistic until the Quinshon Judkins thing happened, and depending on how long he is out, that to me, I was like, man, we're going to be able to run the ball better this year, control the clock, defense will be good. Now, who knows what our running game will be? You know, and we have no explosive athletes on the offensive side of the ball, like. All I said was, I want speed. I want speed. I want guys who you can just throw the ball to and you're afraid of what they're going to do. Did we add any of those guys? We're all excited about undrafted guy out of Kent State. You know, it's just like, I don't know. I don't have a good vibe. And so I wasn't at camp.
No. Well, so you've mentioned it twice now, and we haven't exactly covered it in full on the podcast. So if you haven't been following the news or whatever, Kenny Pickett, yes, he injured his hamstring in practice. I guess I thought it was on Saturday that he injured the hamstring, but apparently it was earlier in the week.
Oh,
it was earlier in the week on a long run or something. he had tweaked it and then played the rest of practice the rest of the week, and then Saturday re-aggravated it bad enough that said something, they got it checked out, and they said, okay, we're going to hold you out for this week, and then they're going to reevaluate him at the end of the week. So right now at training camp, it is just Joe Flacco, and then it's Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. So the two rookies are getting increased reps, more run time with, both, Gabriel with the first and second string, and then Shedeur obviously with the second. And we'll see if he starts to crack the first string, because beforehand I thought this is a three-man race and Shedeur's not part of it, because they weren't really giving him much of the opportunity. It was more of they were really focusing on, in my opinion, Pickett and Gabriel, and then obviously Joe Flacco was there. And then it was like, Shedeur, you can kind of do your thing, and we'll bring you along as we go. But for at least the beginning of the season. But now I think things have really changed. This whole Pickett injury could flip this whole quarterback competition. And just we saw up on Saturday, they did like it was like a modified red zone or end zone or 11-on-11 drill. Mm-hmm. And it was Pickett and Flacco with the like first string guys over on the main field, and Gabriel was with them. Yep. Shedeur was over on the other field just running plays. They had like some coaches and stuff on the D line, like simulating pressure and stuff. We're like, okay, so they kicked him over to the other field and said, run some plays. But then we noticed Kevin and AB were over there the whole time during that drill. So maybe he's getting a little more attention put on him than what we originally thought.
This is, to me, I was getting pretty irritated when, like, I've been on the Shedeur train basically since like before the draft, and all he's done since he's come to Cleveland on and off the field is be impressive. And I'm like, wait, why is he thrown to the water boy?
Oh, I know.
You know, why did our defensive line coach catch a touchdown pass from Shedeur today? We can't let this guy run with actual football players. I mean, it just, to me, I'm like, this guy, at least in my opinion, he's the most talented quarterback on our roster. And I'm not saying we want to hand him anything, but I feel like he's done nothing but be impressive the entire time he's been in Cleveland, on and off the field, minus 2 speeding tickets, which they're speeding tickets, you know. And we got him thrown to coaches. I'm like, what are we doing? Can we please let this guy run with? I'm not telling him you got to come in and say you're the starter, you're getting every single 1 rep the next 3 days, but let's sprinkle him in and see how he does, because he looks good throwing to coaches. He looks good throwing to water boys. So you give him some number 2 reps. He goes 9-9, throws 2 touchdowns. What does he got to do to get a couple runs with like some actual NFL football players? You know, I just like, I don't know. I feel like we're squandering that.
So I will say this. I agree with you 100% leading up to it that we were squandering it. 100%. I'm with Josh. Like, as far as the Pickett injury, it's a big deal. It's a big deal for him because he was never solid locked into this roster to begin with. Honestly, if you really want to be honest, all 4 of the quarterbacks you would think the rookies are safe, but none of them are like guaranteed anything in this. You know, any of them are tradable but the fact that Pickett is out, I think it puts a lot of pressure even on him just to try to get back to that original, QB starts point. But then, Shedeur's getting exactly what he needs. Gabriel's getting exactly what they need. This is what we didn't want to wish it, but we were like, somebody probably has to go down or somebody has to get traded for these rookies to get looks. Well, here you are. You're getting everything you want now, So if you're Shedeur, you're Dylan Gabriel, make the most of these opportunities. This is your chance to win the job. Obviously, I think it's Flacco's job. Flacco is like leagues ahead of these guys. Even Pickett. Like it's like an old man zipping the ball around. Then you got, and the kids, the rookies are zipping it too. It's just, there's something different when Joe's in, just a little,
He's got the poise, the confidence. Like and that's why he's not getting very many reps either. Because just a couple reps up there Saturday, we watched like, oh, he knows what he's doing. Like they don't need to see him. He's got it. Like I said, if week 1 rolls around and they don't feel like either rookie is ready, Joe Flacco can easily play. Like there's no big deal. So we don't need to evaluate him.
Obviously you guys and other people said Pickett hasn't looked great. I've heard some things that Gabriel hasn't had a very great camp, and Shedeur's having a great camp, at least like, throwing to trash cans and stuff. And it's like, and anytime you try to say like, well, Shedeur's 9-9 today, or, Shedeur's looking really good. And it's always like, well, he's going against practice squad players. I'm like, well, I know. And all these people are struggling against the second and first string. So why can't let's see if he can do it against the second. All these guys, it's not like anybody outside of Joe Flacco's. Oh, man, we got to keep getting this guy reps. They're really looking good, showing some promise. Everybody's sucking except for this guy. So let's see if he can do it against the next level up of competition. Before, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's just writing him off because he's doing against fifth stringers. And I'm like, well, okay, that's who he has to go against right now because they won't let him go against anybody else. And the people who are going against those people are sucking. So what have they done to earn all the extra reps? Kenny Pickett is a throwaway from two different teams, and Dylan Gabriel, we spent a third-round pick on him, but I don't think anybody else was about to do that. So it's not like Dylan Gabriel has earned those reps either, you know. So just let's let the guy get some run against some NFL players and see what he can do.
He's gonna get playing time now.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
the one touchdown pass that he hit the guy in the back of the end zone today, you know, if you go back and watch the clip and the video of it, I think he would have been sacked because I think it was Isaiah McGuire on that rep. So, I mean, it's not like he's going against guys who aren't going to make the team. Like, he's going against guys who are going to play this year, you know, meaningful snaps for the Browns. And I think it probably would, the pressure from this defensive line is insane. But he was still able to step up into the pocket and move and navigate the throwing lane. And then to make that throw, you guys know which one I'm talking about? Where
the one at the
right
back of the
over
end zone.
top of the defender, right to his guy, where it's either going out of bounds or the guy's coming down with a touchdown. Those are the only two outcomes. And it's like, to make that throw, and he did it up there on Saturday. He had a couple throws where it was like, how does he place it so perfectly where only his guy can get it? It is impressive.
His touchdown throw on Saturday was crazy because we were sitting like kind of diagonally to the right from, you know, we basically got a full view of like the pocket and everything. And dude, the pocket literally was coming down on him, and the dude stepped in, and I guarantee he couldn't see over the line, and he just throws this perfect ball to the back to Luke.
It's like he knew right where, okay, this is where
exactly
the guy's
where he was
supposed to be. This is where I have to put it, and he put it there.
It was a perfect ball.
Yeah, and Luke was where he was supposed to be.
Right.
And I guess I'm getting worked up because I feel like they're not giving him a chance. But then you say things like, well, when he was throwing to dummy bags and stuff, AB and Kevin were watching him. And it's like, well, do they think they have something, but they don't want to throw him to the wolves, so they are slow playing him? And maybe like they're like, we got something here that's not destroyed this kid. We're not going to win games anyway, so we just throw these guys to the wolves and we'll try to nurture this guy. So I guess, you know, I'm not in the coaches' meetings. It's just from the outside looking in, I'm like, why can't we give this guy a little bit of run with some of the better players? Let's let him throw to Judy and Joku a little bit and see what happens.
Well, he was thrown to Deontay Johnson because one of his other touchdown was in the back of the end zone. And I mean, he hit Deontay Johnson in the middle of two defenders that were, you know, converging down on the play. And he fit it right in between them, right to Deontay for the touchdown in the back. And it was like, you couldn't put it any better.
How's Deontay Johnson been? Did he run when you guys were up there?
I didn't notice him. I honestly, I didn't.
I heard
he's wearing 16, so I feel like that would have stood out to me. Like I would have been.
I know in sevens when I was going back through the videos, like he dropped a pretty easy. I forget which quarterback it was, but hit him on the sideline, and he dropped it. It was like he wasn't even covered.
I heard he had a good day today. I feel like I keep when I'm thinking about how bad our wide receiver core is, I keep forgetting that he's on the team, and he could. If he can catch the ball and his head's on straight and he's got all these off the field issues behind him, that could be a huge spark for the offense. That could be the difference between, like, if him and Judy are both healthy and they're both playing high level football, that's the difference between, like, maybe we're 0-17 and maybe we're competitive and win some football games, especially if Judkins comes back and we get the running game going. Like, that him playing well could be a big game changer for this offense, because without him, if Cedric Tillman's injured already, I mean, I don't even know who you're putting out there at this point.
It would be the UDFA guys and Jamari Thrash.
Oh, man. Well, am I forgetting anything? I mean, we haven't been on here very long, but...
Well, I mean, you mentioned that we signed the UFL guys, so we did sign another running back because Kevin Stefanski was asked about it on, I think it was Friday, and said... Yes, Jerome Ford is our, lead running back while Quinshon Judkins is out or not here. And then it was like, yep, that's cool that he's RB1, but he's not at practice because he's dealing with a minor injury, hasn't been at training camp yet, or hasn't been on the field yet. And so it's been Pierre Strong.
Where's
taking
Samson? Did you guys
top-
see him at all?
I did. I got to see a little bit.
Yes. Did you say
he's-
Samson?
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
yeah. It's crazy because he's like when you see him, he's kind of just he looks average, but like when he runs, he's kind of shifty. He's real shifty up the middle. Like hits the hole and goes.
I was so excited for this run game this year, and I just have a feeling there's a chance it's going to be putrid again. And if it's putrid again, and Joe Flacco's got to throw the ball 45 times, I get this, and I just have a feeling we're going to get all the turnovers without the magic, and it's just going to be we're going to be putting our defense in bad situations, and it's just I'm not trying to be Brad
You came in here with a
Moneymaker
lot of
on the
positive
ledge. Yes, but man, it just doesn't give me good vibes with losing him. And I know, so we kind of talked about this before we came on with the signing of, I don't want to call him like a no-name running back. That's, disrespectful, but a name like that wasn't really on the radar for us in terms of signing. So some people are speculating that could mean that they don't anticipate Judkins being out very long, because if they thought he would be out a long time, they would sign a more long-term solution at the running back. I don't know. I think they view Jerome Ford as that long-term solution. He's been the long-term backup solution for 2 years now, so why wouldn't he be for year 3? And if Judkins is a rookie and he's going to miss all of training camp and all of the preseason, most likely he's going to be suspended. When is even a realistic time frame for Judkins to even be back? He's not even signed. He's not even a member of this team. So it's not even be back. It's be here.
This episode is sponsored by Butcher Box for Pets. Browns fans, we love our fellow dogs, our Dog Pack members, and the Dog Pound faithful, but let's not kid ourselves. The most important dogs in our lives are, well, our dogs. Your furry friends aren't just pets, they're part of the family. But the question is, what are you actually feeding them? Head to butcherbox4pets.com/products to see all the options for your dogs, including fresh and dry foods, treats, meal toppers, and even toys for your dog. If you're not sure what your dog will like best, try the Premium Nutrition Adult Starter Pack, and they even have a vacation bundle to take care of your four-legged friends while you're on vacation this summer. And right now you can get 20% off your order with promo code DAWGS, DAWGS, when you check out. At ButcherBox, they believe in real ingredients. Their pet foods have been developed and certified by vet nutritionists to contain zero artificial flavors or preservatives. You get protein-packed formula with over 50% of the recipe comprised of third-party certified humane ButcherBox meat, plus functional ingredients like pre- and postbiotics to support your dog's vitality and digestion. I know that sounds like a lot, but the bottom line is your dogs are getting the nutrition and the value they need, and honestly, that they deserve. I know our home wouldn't be the same without Odie, our 100-pound golden retriever who thinks he's a 10-pound lap dog. He is not, but it gives us peace of mind knowing that we're giving him quality food instead of just that factory processed garbage from the store. And speaking of the store, no need to go. ButcherBox for Pets delivers their high-quality food right to your door. So head to butcherboxforpets.com/products and use promo code DAWGS, DAWGS, for 20% off your order. It's time for us dogs to give our dogs the nutrition they deserve. I mean, the outcomes with Judkins they're endless. I mean, we have no idea. He could, like you said, he could miss the entire preseason, get suspended for the first 6 or 8 or 10 games. Who knows? Maybe, I have no idea. Or it comes out in the news tomorrow that everything got dropped. They signed him to a, whatever little contract for a 2nd-round pick, and he'll be back at practice Wednesday. Who knows? I mean, at this point, it's just take it day by day and watch the headlines, I guess.
It's just very depressing to think that Jerome Ford's going to be the long-term solution at running back again.
Makes me want to puke.
And then even if the stuff with Judkins is dropped, like I listened to the 911 call that from when his girlfriend or his friend that's a girl called in or whatever she is to him, his victim, and she clearly was like, it gave me so much like this guy pissed me off, so I'm going to get his money now. But also at the same time, it's like he gave her the opportunity to do it because it seems pretty clear that what she's saying happened. So she's doing it out of spite. It seems, she's like, I was hit by a very high profile individual. She has had to make sure it was on. You know what I mean? Like did you guys listen to it?
No, I haven't heard
So
it.
I didn't either.
You'll listen to it and you'll be like, okay. But it's also like, well, she wouldn't be able to do this if he doesn't hit her. And again, like, I don't want to cheer for that guy really. So I'm like, it's just, I don't know. The Quinshon thing sucks. Everything about the Browns kind of sucks right now. And it's just, normally I'm not feeling like this until like week 3. And
Also, keep in mind, like with them signing this running back, we're missing technically the top 2 running backs. You know what I mean? There's no depth there right now. As far as there's not even camp bodies there right now. I think there's 4 running backs there with him. Correct? Or am I missing a guy?
There's like
Amani.
I forget. Is it Amani Marshall?
Yep.
I think
And
is
then,
the UDFA.
Yep. And then you got Samson Pierce.
whatever happened to our
Robbins?
guy from last year? Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Don't know, man. I should look him up and see what's going on. But
Because I thought like he was a promise. They want a downhill runner.
yeah, he was that
He's
kind
about
of
as
guy.
downhill as they come.
I know.
And I know I was always impressed by him. Good kid. Like, let's see what he's doing. He's been in the locker room before. He knows the playbook. So, I don't know. Just a lot of things going on with the Browns.
So
At least
you're-
nobody's gambling.
Your negativity about the team is not unwarranted. I mean, we left there Saturday and we were like, wow, I don't think we're going to score many points this year. And I still think that holds true. I think obviously, and this kind of goes back to what you were saying, Blake, about are they even really planning on winning? Like, dude, is that even a goal? And I asked, because my brother went with me and Justin, and we were talking about that going to pick Justin up. I said, I don't know if winning is number 1 on the priority list for the Browns this year.
Which is
Behind the
just
scenes.
disgusting.
I mean, now maybe in the locker room, maybe to the coaching staff, of course it is. You don't want to go out there and lose. It's not, hey, well, let's lose this game. But as an organization, I don't know if win as many games as possible is number 1 on the priority list. And if Joe Flacco's the quarterback, I think that's your best opportunity to score points in games this year. If it's Kenny Pickett or Dylan Gabriel, you're probably game managing. And it's probably not going to be a high-flying offense. It's going to be a lot of checkdowns, that kind of thing. Shedeur, to me, is the wild card. I don't know but he's the only one who's taking deep shots in practice, really,
So
and connecting on them.
How excited are we for preseason? I'd say about the only thing I'm really
excited.
looking forward
More
to right
than
now
I have been
is
in
I'm
years
excited.
past.
I'm
is
super
preseason
stoked.
games.
a lot.
And how do they handle the reps in the preseason? Like, is Joe Flacco going to play at all?
I would
Like,
maybe a series.
And here's the thing, like, he needs to get some chemistry at least if they want to try to win football games. Kenny Pickett, hamstrings, man. If it's enough to keep him out of camp when he's like, it's almost being talked about like his job to lose in terms of the starting quarterback position. He might not get another opportunity to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. And if it's bad enough that he's checking himself out when he's, in this quarterback competition with a chance to be a starter this year, who knows how long this thing lingers? You know what I mean? Hamstrings are one of those things, and you might think it's healed. You take 6 weeks off and you think you're good, and then you go out there and the first time you really take off, it pulls again and you're out another 3 or 4 weeks. Like, this is one of those things that who knows how long this lingers. So are we just going to be, is it going to be like the Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders show and all these preseason games? Because that's what I want to see. I would sign up for that right away. If you want to let Dylan start the first one because he was the earlier pick, he took him in the 3rd. Good. Give him a half in the first game. Let Shedeur have the second half. And then the next game, let Shedeur start it. Give him the first half. Because if we're not going to see Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett's hurt, just let these guys play like so much football and see what they got.
And the big thing for me is what news are we going to be getting out of the joint practices with the Panthers and the Eagles? Because during those joint practices is where you get a lot of that, the one-on-ones, first team and stuff, reps and stuff, because they don't play in the preseason. But if it's like, hey, Shedeur Sanders was down here lighting up the Philadelphia Eagles second string, in practice or whatever. Maybe he got a couple runs with the ones and connected on some nice plays. It's like, okay, cool. Or same with Dylan. Like, that's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. So this week they're in Berea, and then the week after that it's Carolina, and then the week after that they're in Philadelphia. Those are the weeks I'm really excited to see what happens.
Those are good too, because like you said, it's ones on ones. It's not, it's 2s on 2s, 3s on 3s, 3s on 2s. he's not going to be throwing to trash cans that week, or defensive line coaches and water boys.
And gives us a metric test on our defense against the Super Bowl offense. You know what I mean? Like, let's see what
Super Bowl offense in an offense that was
very
kind of starting to click. Just got Ted McMillan to add to their offense, right? Carolina.
I was talking about Philly, but Carolina, I think, can be very dangerous too. I mean,
no, that's what I don't. You got a Super Bowl winning offense in Philly. You're going to face in these joint practices,
and you got a young Carolina team in Carolina,
who was like Bryce Young was really starting to figure it out. You got an offensive-minded head coach. You added a big-time wide receiver. Chuba Hubbard's a pretty solid running back. Like Carolina could make some strides this year, so that's a test. If you can go in and dominate that offense, I feel good about that.
In a division no one wants to ever win, you get 8-9 wins, it's yours. Take it.
So, that's what I'm most interested in. It is kind of crazy that we got football on Thursday, and then we have football every Thursday until the Super Bowl, basically. Like we're here. Let's go. Back. I think that's what the kids say. We're so back.
We're so freaking back.
We're so back. So especially like when we have our first 2 turnovers in the first quarter. We're so back.
We're back. We're here.
I do know one thing that I didn't get. I don't know if we even talked much about it, Justin. I think we talked a little bit, but like Blake, how do you guys feel about Jordan Hicks retiring? Because I don't think we haven't done an episode since that happened. At least not all 3 of us.
It sucks.
So I made the joke that he saw this offense for 2 days and was just like, no, I'm not doing this. Screw this. I'm out. And I had people like, joke's on you. He wasn't even there. He was guys. It was a joke. Calm down. like relax. Obviously, I don't think he retired just because the offense looked bad. But it definitely sucks. Now you're going to be putting a ton on Carson Schweschinger now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Diabate. I think Diabate might be the starter.
Or Jerome Baker.
Sure.
Oh, Jerome Baker too. Yeah. And Bush is going to probably miss a couple games.
Yeah.
But he's probably a starter.
I will say the reports from people that are actually watching at practice every day and understand like the defensive side of the ball pretty well. They're pretty high on what Schwessinger is is doing in practice.
Yep. And Mason Graham.
Mason
Graham,
I guess, has got some good reports.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Before we move on to anything else or wrap it up, I almost forgot. I got to shout out my man Gibby.
Oh, whatever, bro.
From Outback.
I'm putting my foot down on this. Go ahead.
No, I said I got to shout him out. I told him I'd give him a shout out. Gibby, Outback Steakhouse at the Strip in Canton. Hooking me up, recognized me. I was like, man, what a small world. I got people who watch the podcast here at Outback Steakhouse. I told them I'd give them a shout out. If you ever see any of us out in public, guys, say hi.
Hey, Gibby, I was there like 4 hours later, bro. Thanks a lot for my cheesecake. Appreciate you. I'm just kidding, bro. But yeah, next time, hey, just come say what's up.
Yeah. But I said I'd give him a shout out because I thought that was pretty cool. When we see people out and about who recognize us, that's always fun. So
it's fun.
I appreciate him coming up and saying what's up. All right, we can continue now. I didn't want to forget. It just hit me in the head, and I told him I'd try to remember to give him a shout out. All right, maybe we'll title the episode "Blake Shouts Out Gibby."
There you go.
Yeah,
Justin gets mad.
Justin gets
furious.
Justin asks, "Where's his cheesecake?"
Yeah.
Oh man! All right, this is getting off the rails. Do we got anything else we want to cover? Or are we going to wrap this thing up?
I got potentially one last thing.
Yeah, what's up?
Let's hear it.
Guys. I read Bleacher Report said today that Flacco, Shedeur, Gabriel, or Pickett, one of them's definitely traded before week 1. Speculative, which would make sense. What do you guys think about that?
So I don't. What's the market for any of them?
Any of them? Yeah. I mean,
honestly, the biggest market might be Joe Flacco for a team who like thinks that they can win some games. They just need some competent quarterback play. He's going to be the only one with a real market because nobody wanted Dylan Gabriel. We're the only team that was going to take him in the 3rd round, most likely. I know there was some chatter about the Dolphins, but they weren't going to take him to be the starter. And, Shedeur, every team passed on him for 5 rounds, basically. And Kenny Pickett is injured and is seen as a throwaway. So I think the only guy who has any team would even call about is Joe Flacco. Because no team like who's in our situation is trading for one of these guys. The only way you're looking for you care if your starting quarterback is hurt is if you think we need a competent starting quarterback to be a playoff team. So at first I thought it was the Jets, but apparently Justin Fields is fine.
Yeah,
it seems like the Saints are just going to roll with Spencer Rattler or Tyler Shuck. From what I can tell, like I don't know who else is looking for a quarterback.
It would be a backup, would be my guess. And the team that I've thought about is the Vikings, because they've got a quote unquote rookie. I know he's a second-year guy, but he didn't play at all. He's never played before. So JJ McCarthy's a rookie. But if you want to like insurance policy that whole position, Joe Flacco might make sense just in case. Because, I mean, he missed all last year with a knee injury just in case he's not fully healthy or something else happens or he's just not that good. You're still like the Vikings are a good team. And you don't want everything derailed just because the quarterback situation went bad. So I think like a Joe Flacco as a backup in that organization could make sense.
Who is their backup? Do we know?
I don't.
In Minnesota?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like Josh Dobbs or something right now? I don't even know.
No, Dobbs. I don't think it's Dobbs anymore. Dobbs is somewhere else. He went to San Francisco and then he went somewhere else. I don't know. It's probably like a Brett Ripon and a.
Oh, it's Sam Howell. That's what it is.
Sam Howell.
Yeah,
I like Sam Howell.
I think he could play. He's a gunslinger. He can play.
He could do well.
So Kevin McConnell could probably get a lot out of Sam Howell.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I mean, then again, they're the ones that camp with him. So if they don't think so, then it would make sense. But a team like that, in that kind of situation where we got everything we need to make a run this year, if anything happens to that quarterback, it could derail it. Joe Flacco could be a Band-Aid for that situation.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens because we're definitely not. I can't imagine we're taking 4, and I can't imagine we're cutting either rookie. I just
it just wouldn't make sense. Yeah,
it wouldn't make any sense. You just drafted him. It just wouldn't make any sense to be getting rid of one of those guys. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm really looking forward to these joint practices and getting into preseason games. When is our first preseason game? Do you guys know off the top of your head?
Against Carolina
next Thursday.
Yep.
So next
I think it's
Thursday,
the 8th.
so a week and a half. So that'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how we look. Hopefully we look prepared. Like I said, all last year and this offseason, if we look good in the preseason, it doesn't mean we're winning the Super Bowl. But if we look really bad in the preseason, that's concerning. So hopefully we can look good.
Sorry,
and not
Friday.
Like a dumpster fire.
I knew it was the 8th, but it's Friday, not Thursday. Okay. Got it now.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what happens these next 2 weeks of training camp and joint practices before we get to there. We appreciate you guys listening. Let us know what you guys think of the Browns training camp so far. Who have you guys had your eye on? Who have you guys been impressed with? Let us know on any of our social media accounts or in the comments. Obviously, again, if you want to get thoughts or intros on the show, thoughts about players that you like right now in training camp, thedawgspodcast.com. Just tap leave voicemail on the drop-down menu. And again, if you want to play fantasy football with us, jointhedawgs.com. Become a Dog Pack member. Get signed up early. Help us out so we can get all these leagues organized. We're going to have a bunch of them this year. It's going to be a ton of fun. So again, that's jointhedawgs.com. Again, thank you guys for being here, and we will see you guys sometime next week.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Dawgs Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at the Dawgs Podcast. Get your thoughts on the show at thedawgspodcast.com.
This episode is sponsored by ISSA. Browns fans, if you're into health and fitness, have you ever wondered how you could maybe turn those hobbies and your passion into an actual career? If that sounds interesting to you, then ISSA has the opportunity you've been looking for. ISSA is the International Sports Science Association, and they can help you become a certified personal trainer in as little as 3 months. And right now you can get $100 off your certification when you sign up through our link, joinissa.com/dogs, DAWGS. Now, certifications are 100% online, self-study, and self-paced. You can study anywhere from your phone, tablet, or computer, and the final exam is open note, open book, aka piece of cake. Except you fitness nuts probably don't eat a ton of cake, so let's just call it a piece of delicious protein bar. And ISSA has the #1 job guarantee in the industry. If you get certified and sign up to be a certified trainer with ISSA, you have a job guarantee or your money back. ISSA has over 10,000 gym partners that have over 73,000 open jobs for trainers right now. And you don't need a 4-year degree or a 2-year degree. You just need your certification to qualify for these jobs. So what are you waiting for? With certification this simple, there's no excuse not to pursue your passion and become a certified personal trainer today. Get $100 off your certification at joinissa.com/dogs. You've wanted to make a change long enough. Now it's time to do something about it. That's joinissa.com/dogs for $100 off your personal trainer certification.